If you are leading a company that is scaling fast and you've got between 20 and 100 people, your revenue is going to be growing, but so is the target on your back. I want you to know that today's session is all about you. This is another amazing Tuesday. Today, we are going to be talking about 3 essential safeguards I believe every small business should have. You should be able to implement those 3 safeguards irrespective of what your business looks like. And I'm not talking about generic small business tips. I'm talking about the specific foundation shields that you need right now at this time. These are the shields that you need before your next funding rounding, before you onboard that enterprise client, and most importantly, before a simple mistake can turn into a big 6-figure crisis. We're in a place where we are no longer at, if something happened, we are way past that. Your size makes you a very perfect target. So I want us to build intelligent, lean defenses that can turn and match your ambition and protect your momentum. I know for a lot of people, they will be like, oh, she's saying a lot of these things to scare us. But no, don't worry. I'm not here to scare you. I just need you to stay informed. So today, I'm going to be cutting through the noise and giving you 3 non-negotiable, actionable protections that you must have in place. Like I said, the word is not should, the word is must. These are 3 actionable protections that you must have in place. They are not about expensive tech, it's about smart habits, it's about habits and a way of life, a lifestyle, a culture that will help you to build an unbreakable layer of trust. My goal is that by the end of this session, you are going to be able to lock down your business against cyber threats. Here is one of the most dangerous things that a lot of SMB founders have inculcated. It's a mindset. They start thinking, oh, we are too small to care. Nobody cares about the kind of information that we have. Nobody cares about the data that we have. Nobody cares about what we do because of our size. And sincerely, that's what a lot of them are banking on. They are betting that because they are small, they are not prone to cyber attacks. But you need to understand that a lot of those cyber attackers, they are betting on the fact that you are focused on your growth, you are focused on your payroll, you are focused on the next client. So a threat is not something that you want to focus on. They believe or they've noted that a threat is the last thing that you will see. They are betting that your team is very friendly and is not skeptical. Interestingly, that bet pays off every single day. That's one of the things I have learned as a cybersecurity consultant, is the fact that I have observed that with small and medium-sized businesses, this bets that they have that you are prone to attacks because you are more focused on other priorities, especially your team. Your team is very friendly, they want to help, they want everyone to see them as being helpful. Most importantly, it's not a skeptical one, and you are focused on your growth, you are focused on the payroll, you are focused on trying to bring in revenue. So you are not focusing on protecting your organization. Cyber attackers work a lot with that. So I want you to know that your size is not your protection, it is your vulnerability if you are not intentional. Your size is a vulnerability if you are not intentional. Our solution is not for you to become a cybersecurity expert. It's actually for you to become a strategic leader who builds what I have called a founder's firewall. A founder's firewall. This framework I have called the founder's firewall is not a piece of software. It's a mindset. It's one that I have embedded into 3 non-negotiable practices, and that is what will separate your business from one that gets knocked down to one that is going to stand firm. So as a leader, I need you to focus and use the word shift your mindset to what I have called the founder's firewall today. I want you to know that if you can get this right, you are going to be buying yourself three strategic things that money cannot easily buy. Number one is your sleep. I know so many of us as founders, the peace of mind that comes from knowing that you are no longer an easy mark is going to be your first leverage. Number two, your ability to scale. A secure foundation means that you can grow without the catastrophic, oh no, moment, or thinking about a moment that can derail everything. That is going to be your second leverage. Now, the third leverage is what I refer to as sovereignty. You're going to be in charge of your future because you're not leaving anything to chance or the kindness of strangers on the internet. You'll be shocked at how many people actually receive advice from strangers they don't know on the internet because they believe that's where their messiah is. I want us to think about the founder's firewall, like I said, is three non negotiables. So it's time for us to build that firewall. Are you ready? The number one non negotiable is what I call the human lock. Like I explained initially, is three non negotiables. Now, these non negotiables have been embedded into each other. So please follow me so that you have a good understanding of what I'm going to be talking about. The first non-negotiable is the human lock. Now, the reason I have called it the human lock is because you know that your first and your strongest layer of your defense is not a machine, it's not a tool, it is your team. That's why it is referred to as the human lock. I want you to imagine this scenario. You have a very helpful employee who gets an email supposedly from you as the founder. And the email is saying something like, hey, I'm in a meeting all day, but I'm going to be needing gift cards for the team here, ASAP. Can you get the cards and send me the pictures? Your employee wants to be helpful. So the first thing they're going to do is click on that link. And at that moment, your entire business can be held hostage just because a helpful employee clicked on a link. In order to avoid this from happening, what should you do? I'm going to ask that you install what I have called a human security protocol. So, what is a human security protocol? I've divided this into two parts. The first part is that I want you to do a mandatory short monthly training program for all your staff members. It's very important, very short. A 5 minutes video on the new tricks that hackers are using is all you need. Don't make it a boring 2 hour lecture. No, they don't need a very long session. The goal is to make it short so that they can imbibe, they can learn, they can understand, and they can put everything that they have learned into practice. 5 minutes is enough. All right. The second part of your human security protocol is what I have called a verified and trust rule. What this means is that if there's any unusual request, especially when it concerns money or a request for data, a request for information, the rule should be pick up the phone and verify, or make a physical visitation if for those of you that are working on sites. But for those that are working remotely, a phone call should surface because I have discovered that a quick call will kill 99% of these attacks. Most importantly, I want you to know that if you are able to set up what I have called the human security protocol, you are going to be transforming your team from your biggest threat into your most resilient human firewall. That way, you can create a culture of what I call collective vigilance. Everyone on your team is vigilant. The second non negotiable is the automated shield, or what I have called the automated defense triad. I want you to know that you cannot manually outrun automated attacks. So you must also automate your core defenses. When you're using the password like password 12345 on 3 different accounts, and then one of those sites gets hacked, suddenly a bot is trying that same email address that you are using as your username, as well as that password on either your bank account, your email account, your social media account, or maybe a cloud storage. It will take just milliseconds because you will never see it coming, and it's going to happen very fast. So, what I need you to do in this situation is to deploy, like I said initially, the automated defense triad. How will this work? For you to be able to automate, for you to be able to create the automated defense triad, you are going to need number one, a password manager for everybody. Everyone on your team that has access to a device. Listen to what I just said. Everyone on your team that has access to a device must get a password manager. That will help them eliminate password reuse. The number two of the triad is that you need to implement multi-factor authentication on everything. Anything and everything must get multi-factor authentication. Whether it's your email addresses, whether it's the banking apps, whether it's the social media accounts, the cloud-based infrastructure, anything, everything. Because it is the single most effective control that you can enable. That's just the sincere truth. It's going to eliminate 99% of attacks. Then number three, I need you to create automatic encrypted backups that can run without you thinking about it. It's something that you set and you forget about. Your data should not live in just one place. Your data needs to live in more than one secure environment. That is how you put together a relentless, tireless guardian that is going to be on duty 24/7. That way, you can sleep while it is working, and it is going to stop the vast majority of automated attacks ever before they even reach your people. The number three non negotiable is what I have called the clarity covenant. It's very important that you know what you are protecting. What exactly are you protecting? You cannot protect what you have not identified because chaos is going to be your biggest enemy. Does an ex-employee still have access to your social media accounts? Does a freelancer have old client files on a laptop that you have forgotten about? Is a cloud service that you have stopped paying for 2 years ago still having access or still holding your data? Those are your invisible doors. So what I need you to do in this situation is to establish what I have called a quarterly clarity audit. All right? It's a less than 30 minutes exercise actually. During that exercise, you're going to need 3 lists. 1, 2, 3. Now, the first of the lists is that you need to identify your crown jewels. I think over time, we have talked about what your crown jewels are. What data, what information, if lost, can cripple your business? What client list, what financial records, what intellectual property, trade secrets, anything that can impact the operation of your business at its highest level, what is it? Put it on that list, the first list. The second list is what I have called your keys. What apps? For your keys, who has access to what? Which employees, which ex-employees, which contractors, which tools, which services are syncing with each other? You need to know. It's very important that you take, like I said, do an inventory and know. It's very important. That's your second key. Now, the third one is what I have called the door. Which services, which apps are holding your data, which apps are syncing to other services within your network. You need to review this list every quarter and revoke what you no longer need. Now, by doing this, you are going to be able to move from a state of anxiety to one of clear control, and you can reduce your attack surface because you will know exactly what you are defending, who holds the keys and who has the door. I'm going to say it again. You are going to be able to reduce your attack surface because you will know exactly what you are defending, who is holding the key, and who has access or who has the door open. So I want us to do a quick recap, all right? The three non-negotiables are: number one, the human lock. You need to train your team members, and it does not have to be long sessions. Micro learning is the way to go because it allows people to not only learn, it allows them to retain what they have learned and put it into practice. Then you also need to set up the verify then trust rule. I already explained what that is. The number two is the fact that you need to create the automated defense triad. Set up password managers for everyone as long as they have a device. Implement multi-factor authentication on everything, everything. Then create automated encrypted backups. Like I said, your data should not reside on just one location. It needs to reside on several locations in case of an eventuality and you need easy access. Number three, the clarity covenant. Identify your crown jewels, know who has access to what, and identify what is holding your data. What I need you to know is that if you put all these three non-negotiables together, that is what I have called your founder's firewall. So your saving grace as a small business is your firewall. Now, my call for you today, I always give you assignments, you know that. I'm not asking you to do all of this today. No, just take one this week. Pick one, just one. Start with one. You can either decide that you're going to be doing the automated defense triad. You can decide that you want to go with human clarity. Anything that you decide to do, you need to understand that momentum will beat perfection at every point in time. Momentum will always beat perfection at every point in time. Protection is not about being paranoid. No, it's about being prepared. It's not a tax on your business, it's the foundation of it. These three non-negotiables that I have given to you is not about stopping bad things. It's about building a business that is resilient, a business that is trustworthy, and one that is built to last. That's how you move from being the perfect target to being the obvious exception. The founder's firewall is a big saving grace. It's very important that you pay attention to it as a small business founder. I named that in line with so many of people here that are what I refer to as SMB founders and SMB leaders. It's very important that you pay attention to it. And everything I have just given to you are low. I don't want to use the word income because they are low requirements. I've used the word requirement tools. They are low requirement entities that you can implement at a quick go. I want to thank everyone for another beautiful session. I want you to know that I'm here for your questions. It's important that you get to work. Go set up your founder's firewall. Start with just one today. Momentum will always beat perfection at every point in time. I'm going to see you again on Thursday. Have a beautiful, productive, and fruitful week. Until I see you on Thursday, have a beautiful day.